Hi guys, hello. So today I am doing up our preview. What is this preview? We are going to touch on what you need to talk about when you're at the reserve residences show flat. So let me just go ahead and share what we have. Right. So today we'll touch on how to close reserve like a pro. Okay, so what are some things that we want to touch on? I think to start off, I want to synchronize our language when we are talking about the views. Right. Generally speaking, there are 6 clear views that you can get at the reserve residences. Right. I think the friendliest pricing, friendliest aka lowest aka cheapest, that will be found at the Boulevard View units. Boulevard View units will be facing towards Cheong Chin area. That's in light pink. Okay, so together with the Boulevard View, right, this faces towards the Boulevard of Jalan Jurong Kechil. Potentially, you get some landed views towards the Cheong Chin area as well. The 4th floor units, they start, that means if you take the Garden Villa, for example, 0483, that starts 18 meters, 18 meters above street level. So if each floor is 3 stories, this one will be equivalent to a 6 stories above street level. Okay, so that's for the 4th floor. 4th floor equivalent to 6 stories above street level already. So whole development will be elevated. You will get a very good elevation. That is for the Boulevard View, right? To the side of the Boulevard View, you get 2 other views, which is the Upper Bukit Timah Road view, right, as well as the Garden View. Right? I call it the Garden View, but that's facing towards Jalan Jurong Kechil lah. Right, so Jalan Jurong Kechil on one side, Upper Bukit Timah to the other side, right? That is where you have Pei Hwa, right? So Pei Hwa and Garden View. These will be the next views, right? So if you have a hierarchy of views, Boulevard will be the bottom, then Garden View and Upper Bukit Timah, that's where they will roughly be. Okay, so premium views wise, what do we have? Right, to me, the premium views would be the pool view, GCB view, and nature reserve view. Obviously, by placing stack 115 and 116 towards the northern apex of the development, it is very clear that the developer feels that the nature reserve view is the most premium view, right? That's why the king of the house, the 1625 square feet D4 show flat layouts, they are all towards that direction. Okay, so that is towards that direction, right? The other views that you would have that is very premium would be the GCB view, right? So these ones on the lower floors, they face towards Jalan Anak Bukit, right? They will be the smaller units, the 2-bedders. But once you go to the higher floors, there will be the 3-bedder and the 3+ study, 83 square feet and 1216 square feet, right? Both coming in about 2480, 2500 PSF. So these ones, they give you majestic views towards the Yarwood landed area, which is a GCB area, right? So that is quite a premium view as well, right? Pool view naturally would be something that is very attractive to most people. If you're looking at the pool view towards the higher side, right, above the 16th floor, above the 18th floor, there's potentially a city view as well and Clementi Forest view. Okay, so that is where things are generally oriented. Okay, so Boulevard view at the bottom, or rather Boulevard view as the most friendly pricing, Garden View UBT, then the GCB towards Rifle Range and Yarwood area, then Pool View and City View, then Nature Reserve View. So that's the hierarchy of views. So when it comes to reserve residence, let's take a look at the cross-sectional. What do you need to emphasize at the model? Right, so model itself, it will likely be very packed. As I have said repeatedly, go straight for the show units first. Got time, come back to the model. Model, what do you touch on? Model, you can bring out the majesty of the development. Number one, you can bring out the integratedness of the development. I think the integratedness is something that is very important. Okay, so bus interchange, level 2, MRT B1, malls, right, from B1 to the 2nd floor. Okay, so there's different levels, different facilities. We are the first ITH that has service residences as well. That's something that is a highlight point because it increases the value of the rental in the vicinity. Okay, so how do you touch on reserve residences, right? I have come up with the word reserve. Why is it? What are the key points to touch on? Number one, RCR, Integrated Transport Hub. First of its kind, every other integrated hub so far has always been in the OCR. This is the first time you have a development that is an integrated hub inside the RCR. So that is something that is very exciting. Elevated living. You are starting from the 4th floor, at least 18 meters above Bukit Timah Road already. So that means you are elevated. And no matter which unit you choose, you still get access to the Sky Terrace on the 12th, 17th, and 33rd floor. So majestic views all around. Schools. Schools, you have both MGS and Pei Hwa. They will both all be within 1 km of the development. Okay? Exquisite finishing, right? I think that Woha has done a very good job. In terms of the finishes, some of you have mentioned it's not marble, and marble not necessarily is better. We have seen several developments using marble where there's a lot of returns because the marble got patch, pink color mold, that kind of thing, right? So that is something that our developer is trying to avoid. They are using high-end porcelain tiles. By the way, high-end porcelain tiles are large format ones, 1200 by 600, right? Actually cost the same as marble one. So that is the kind of materials that you are getting. Okay, there's a range of sizes as well, right? I think we have seen the pricing. If you're looking at the reserve residences collection, 1 and 2 bedders, 404 units. Wow, the pricing should be under 2 mil, right? In fact, we are potentially looking at 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 for the 1 bedders. And I think that is very, very, very attractive in the current market because Botany, right, is already 1.157 for their 1 bedder, right? Blossom started at around 1.3 mil for their 1 bedders. But at the reserve residences, which is an integrated development in the RCR, you are also looking at the same price point or much lower. Okay, so that is for the range of sizes, right? We also have the large format units. If you have the buyers looking at the 2,000 square feet and above, that's something you can get right here, right? I think the Creekside 4 bedders are very attractive because if you look at the 4 bedders that were of similar size at Terra Hill recent launch, right? Though they are of similar size, but the living room at Reserve Residence is even larger, right? So that is something that is a highlight. Okay, it's very convenient, 5-in-1 development at least. If you want to add in the community hub, you also can. It becomes a 6-in-1, right? If you want to add in whatever you want to add in, it becomes even more convenient. But at the very least, V for 5-in-1. Therefore, because it's a V, right? It's a 5-in-1. Okay, eateries, makan, Cheong Chin Nam lah, market and food center lah, Lorong Kilat, whatever you want, you have. Recently, we've been eating at Nonya Delicatessen. Woo! Good food as well, right? There's local delights. And there's also like a Japanese food that we just had at Bukit Timah Plaza. The sashimi, thick one. Okay, so that is the kind of yummy makan you can get in this vicinity. Okay, so 3 highlight points for the reserve residences. Touch on the distinctive architecture, right? Whether it's the service residences that offer you the stepped terraces, these stepped landscape terraces, these stepped landscape terraces, right? They give very nice views for the 1 and 2 bedders that are facing the facilities because you look out, it's like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, like that. That is the kind of view that you are able to appreciate from the reserve residences. We are choosing a pool-facing unit. Okay, this one being designed by Woha and ICN for the landscaping, right? I think that's something that's very exciting. If you look at our horizon units, right, or our corner units, the knuckles, right? That is where you have the brise soleil, the white color solar fins, right? They help to screen off the development, right? From the there is a kind of solar treatment, lah, right? So I think that's something that is usually found in very high-end developments, right? Canning Hill Pierce has something similar. At the Ardmore area, there was also a development that had something similar, right? This one at the 456 Park Avenue, the highest building and most expensive building in New York, right? That is something that you also have this kind of brise soleil. So brise soleil is found in the highest end developments in the world. Okay, so distinctive architecture, 2-story mall plus basement right below, and above it, right, we have our 12-story Creekside, we have our 17-story the reserve residences, block 9 and 11, and the 33-story block 13 and 15 reserve residences Horizon. Okay, panoramic views. Phew! Looking out towards the nature reserve from the level 33rd. This is the tallest building in Bukit Timah. Bukit Timah condos, generally, very few of them have Bukit Timah view. But at the reserve residences, many of our units will have Bukit Timah view. And if your unit doesn't face towards Bukit Timah, if it faces towards Bukit Batok Nature Reserve, you still can come to the 33rd floor through the facility lift and get access to this exciting panoramic views. Reserve residences, even with its convenience, it's also designed like an urban resort, right? So FARM, F-A-R-M, the creative agency behind things like what's that? Pum brand. Aesop. Aesop. You go to Ion Orchard, you walk past here and there, you go and pump your hand lotion. Wow, last time we use hand sanitizer, we don't want. Now you have hand lotion from Aesop, right? This is the same company that designed the brand for Aesop, right? And they designed the brand for the reserve residences as well. Right? So that's why if you look at it, everything is thoughtfully designed. Okay. So in the center, you see the lantern pots. Yeah, that one is xiao long bao, right? Xiao long bao, right? These are kind of relaxation areas lah. So you usually find them in luxury resorts. Okay, so now I will touch on simplifying the development. Simplifying the development. So when it comes to the one-bedders, very simple one. Okay, they are found in two kinds, 9 stacks in total, right? Found in block 9 and 11 only, right? And the maximum is up to level 16 floor. So the price jump about $12 per square feet means about 5K, 6K per floor only. So it's very low price jump because a lot of developments now 10K per floor jump lah, maybe even 20K per floor jump. But here you should be looking at 5-6K per floor. Okay, so if you're looking at those without balcony, they will be facing the pool as well as stack 84. If you are looking at with balcony, is facing outwards, right? Either the boulevard view or the garden view. And these are in 85, 86, 95, 96. Pool view, 80, 81, 90, 91. So you notice the number of the stack number, very easy to remember. 80, 81. 90, 91. So just plus 10 lah. 85, 86. 95, 96. The only difference will be stack 84, because for stack 84, that will be the easy to remember 0584, probably the lowest price unit. Okay, so for the one bedders, to keep it very simple for you, any buyer who is coming for one bedder, anything below 1.3 million, grab and go. Grab and go. Anything below 1.3 million is a grab and go. Okay, so whether it is a pool facing or it's an outward facing, I think that the pool facing could be very attractively priced, because based on what developer has shared with us, maybe I'll go to other developments first. Other developments typically, if you're looking at garden developments, like Daintree, like Foret, like Verdale in this vicinity, if you're looking at pool facing versus garden facing, inwards versus outwards facing, the price premium is usually about $200 PSF. But developer has indicated for the reserve residences that it could be as little as $50 to $120 PSF between the different facings. And therefore, I think that if that is so, that would mean that if you take in the PSF jump for facing, you take in the PSF per floor $12 per square feet, it means that potentially you could get the highest floor or the higher floor one bedder facing pool at around the same price or maybe even lower than the outward facing balcony one bedder. Right? I think that is something very attractive. And if that is so, if the buyer is able to do that, then that is a must grab. Okay. So this is for the one bedder, right? One bedder, very simple, 9 stacks up to level 16, found only in block 9 and block 11. 2 bed, 1 bath. 2 bed, 1 bath also got 9 stacks. Most of our unit types, 9 stacks, 9 stacks, 9 stacks. So it's very easy to remember. Some is 1 and 2 stacks. So it's also very easy to remember because not a lot. Okay, so for our 2 bed, 1 bath, generally, none of them is above level 16. Capped at level 16, 2 bed, 1 bath. Therefore, 2 bed, 1 bath is designed for investors, designed for budget conscious buyers. Okay, so the one and only stack without balcony is found in stack 99 that faces inwards towards the pool. Okay, so if you're looking at the B2 type, right, then they would generally be facility facing only, right? So B2, facility facing only, where are they, right? They are facing inwards, right, towards the pools, right? So 2 stacks, they will be facing inwards. Then B3, right, it faces outwards towards the boulevard. B3, where are they? B3 is at the corners, right? So B3 is towards the corner, 87, 94, right? And 107 and 110, they are at the corners. So they are a bit cut off at the corner lah. Okay, so that is where they are. Right, let me just change this because it should be 87, 94, not 87, 95. Okay. Right, 87, 94, these are the 2 bed, 1 bath. Okay. Right, so corner is B3, right? So if you see at the corner, it's B3. If it's at the center, it is B2. Okay, so that is a simplification of it. For the 2 bed, 1 bath, it starts from 1.46 million. Anything below 1.5x is a great value buy, right? In fact, I would say anything below 1.6 lah. Right, so anything below 1.6 mil, right? Anything at 1.5x mil and below, right? So anything up to 1.6 mil, just grab and go. Anything up to 1.6 mil. Okay, so ideally, if you can get a pool view, right, that would be nice. If not, the garden view is also very good. So how do you sell garden view versus pool view, right? I think if you look at the garden view units, they are likely where our best price units will be, right? And typically for garden view versus pool view, there's a 200 PSF difference. At reserve residences, this can be as little as maybe about $50 per square feet to about $120 per square feet, right? Which means if each floor is $12 per square feet, 5 floors up equals upgrade to pool view. So how do you pitch this to your clients? You pitch the garden view, the outward facing first, right? Then you share with them, potentially over here, we might be looking at a smaller per PSF jump if you're looking at the premium facings. So let's say they want outward facing, but they say, hey, that one got a bit of a west sun, right? So you can share with them that, in that case, we could potentially look at the pool view or facility view units. And typically, if you're looking at garden facing, outward facing versus inward facing for most developments, there's a 200 PSF price difference. But at the reserve residences, we can potentially get a free or low cost upgrade to a pool view. Depending on your queue number, if that is available to you, my suggestion is to grab that, right? But if not, I would say that the garden facing, the outward facing units are also very attractive. Okay, so 2 bed 1 bath, if you look at it, mostly they will be facing inwards the facilities, yeah. So only stack 87, 94 will be towards the boulevard, 87, and 94 towards the garden. So not a lot of outward facing. Most of them will be inward facing. Okay. So 2 bed 2 bath. 2 bed 2 bath. Let me simplify it for you, right? Generally speaking, the 2 bed 2 bath, only one stack will be found in stack 9, which is the show flat layout. Only one stack in stack 9, which is the show flat layout. Just change this. Only one stack in stack 9, which is the show flat layout, stack 89. Right, the rest of them will be found in block 13 and 15. Okay, 3 stacks, 103, 114, 112 is full stack 2 bed 2 bath. 104 and 113, right? This is the ones in the center. They are low floors up to 16th floor. These ones, they are 2 bed 2 bath. Once you go higher up, they become 2 plus study. Okay. Then stack 100, 108, and 107. These ones, they will be the ones that are in 18 to 31st floor. So if you remember, 100, 108, and 107, they were found actually inside. They are 2 bed 1 bath on the lower floors. On the higher floors, they become 2 bed 2 bath. Okay, so if you have units that are on the 18 to 31st floor, they would become type A. Type A, what does that mean? That means the balcony from the rectangle balcony, it becomes a square balcony. Right? Rectangle becomes square. Rectangle becomes square. Okay, so that is what the type A means. So for the 2 bed 2 bath, anything below 1.8 mil can grab and go already. Next, 2 plus study, only 3 stacks. 2 plus study, only 3 stacks. Stack 101 is the pool view facing one. The whole stack is a 2 plus study. Stack 104, 113, 18th floor and above. These will be the 2 bed plus study. 16th floor and below, 104, 113, they are 2 bed 2 bath. Okay, so anything below 2 mil, you can buy. Okay, so this is really to simplify as much as possible for you, right? I think that most of our clients, if you're looking at reserve residences, coming for the 1 and 2 bedders, that's 404 units, 55% of the development already. So that is really more than sufficient. Okay, if you're looking at the 3 bedders, I think you also need to know, right? 3 bedders, I think a lot of people are a bit concerned, don't know how to pitch it, how to price it. Right, so what developer has told us, 2.19 million, it is from 18-117. 18-117 is the elevated view towards the Yarwood GCB area. So 18117 is next to 18110. 18110 is our 1216 square feet 3 plus study. So for that unit, that's available at 2005 PSF. For 117 is 2480 PSF. So that gives you an idea of the approximate PSF range for a unit that is facing inwards, right? Facing towards the Yarwood GCB area. Okay. So those will be for our C1 and C5 layout, right? C2. C2, very easy to remember. When we were at the show flat, how the Far East, one of their sales managers, how he described it, right? C2 is the Abeng layout. Why is it called the Abeng layout? Because you C2. Okay, so because I say that, now we become M18 now because got drug references. C2 layout is the Abeng layout. Why? Because C2 is 936 square feet. 936 square feet, right? In Chinese, it's called Salakau. And therefore, this is the Abeng C2 layout. Okay, so where will they be found? Right? The C2 layout, right? It has the angled corner in the bathroom. right? They are therefore found next to the show flat layout. So the show flat 2-bedder, stack 89 and 112. Next to it is our stack 92 and stack 105. And these will be where the C2 layouts are found. So C2 layouts in stack 92, right, is up to 16th floor. In stack 105 is up to 31st floor, so 30th floor. Okay, so when it goes over to stack 105, 30th floor, 18 to 30th floor, the balcony also changed from rectangle balcony to square balcony, and therefore the size changed from 936 to 947. Okay, so that simplifies things for us already. What price will they be available at? I think that stack 105 potentially about 2.2 mil thereabouts, 2.2x lah, 2.2x. Between stack 105 and stack 92, I think 105 will be priced a bit lower, 92 might price a bit higher because it's a pool view and garden view unit, right? You have it's a very nice unit because stack 92 outside is a garden, then after it's a pool, right? So you will really have a very nice kind of view. Okay, so that's a C2 layout. Next, the C3 layout. C3 layout and C4 layout. These two is what I call the junior horizon units because they are located at the corners. So C3, right, stack 97. Stack 97, if you look at the bottom, 0497, this is actually where you will find one of our garden villas, our duplex garden villas. So stack 97 actually is a very good stack, right? So this stack is something that I like myself, right? Stack 97, right? Because the ground floor, 4th and 5th floor, these are the duplex garden villa, which means that it's meant to be a premium stack ladder. Okay, so after that, from the 6th floor onwards, that will be where our C3 layout starts. And it goes only up to level 16 lah, right? So for the C3 layout, right, that will be where it is located. It's a junior horizon stack. C4 layout. C4 layout will be stack 82, 83, right? Stack 83 faces mainly towards the Pei Hua, as well as a bit of orientation towards the boulevard, right? So this one will be facing the mature trees of Upper Bukit Timah Road lah. So that's quite a nice facing also. I think that it could be quite attractively priced. If you're looking at the price point, if the C2 layout is 2.2x, then the C3 layout maybe about 2.3x. This one's potentially coming about 2.5x. So if you have clients looking at 1,000 square feet and above, they find that 800, 900 feels a bit too small for them, right? Then this layout will be something that's very attractive. Okay, so 83 faces towards Pei Hua. 82 is both Pei Hua as well as the pool facilities. So between the two of them, likely 82 will be a bit more premium lah. Okay, so I'm giving you quite a fair bit of information. You digest it and then you see what is important to bring out when you are with the client. When you are with the client, when you're talking about the highlights of the development, you go back to what we shared earlier, which is the cross-sectional integration, right? You touch on the distinctive architecture, right? You touch on distinctive architecture, panoramic views, right? As well as the urban resort feeling, right? So these, I think, are the key points that you want to touch on to bring out the wow factor of reserve residences. Okay, so that will be for the 3-bedder. Yeah, so I next will touch on the pricing metrics, right? So if you're looking at the pricing metrics, right, potentially we'll be looking at starting from about 2.3xx, right? That will be for the 3-bedroom horizon units. I think that the price points are designed to be very attractive. Stack 110, like I mentioned, is exactly 2005 PSF, right? So I haven't touched on the Creekside units yet. If you have clients looking at Creekside units, right, the show flat unit is not available for sale Sorry, it's not available for sale, right? What is available for sale currently, right, would be stack 119 and 120. 119 comes with a private lift, right? Stack 120 will be 3-bed, 2-bath, right? 120 and 119 is by and large the same, but 119 adds in the private lift lah. Okay, so we keep it simple, 3-bed, 2-bath, 119 square feet, right? Stacks will be 119 and 120. And then for the Creekside 4-bedder, right, 1894 square feet, which is the same size as Terra Hill, right, and coming in from 5.07 million. Okay, so far this makes sense, yeah, right? So pricing metrics wise, I think that developer has sprung us a little bit of a surprise by coming in at very attractive PSF, and not just attractive PSF, an attractive quantum, but also the per floor jump is not much, right? I think this will be a development which has the smallest per floor jump in 2023, and that puts us in a very good position because it means that we are able to secure our buyers and to anchor them down easier, right? So I think that is something that you need to shout loudly to your clients, that this is a development that has a very minor per floor jump, right? And a very small jump between the facings as well, all right? So I mainly will touch on 1 to 3 bedders because when it comes to the 4 bedders, my suggestion is just study it when you need it. We may not necessarily need it all the time, but if you have 4-bedder buyers, right, and let me just share this portion, right? Our 4-bedders, right, for the Creekside, this is what it looks like, right? 6+ meters. It's a squarish living and dining, which is 6.06 and 6.6 and 6.1 thereabouts. For Terra Hill, the highlight was 6.05 meters for this 4-bedder 1894 square feet. Over here, we upsize. So that is a highlight for the reserve residences. Everything is upsized. When it comes to the Creekside unit, right, I think you might also want to highlight this, which is the Juliet windows. The Juliet windows are something that is very attractive because it means that ventilation is maximized, right? So there will be the lankan, the barricade, the barrier outside. And then this one will be sliding doors, right? Sliding door, sliding window. Sliding door, which is the window, right? So that would be the whole panel sliding in and out, right? So that is found in both kinds of Creekside, those the 3-bedders and the 4-bedders. PS, of course, will be sliding door, but it may not be a Juliet window because there's a PS outside. Okay, so this will be what the 4-bedder looks like, right? It has the powder room, right? Squarish, proper size powder room. It's a dry kitchen, which gives you the very grand feeling. There's space for a grand piano, believe it or not, right? That's something that's a highlight, right? And then with the 4 rooms, with the long bath and a household shelter. I like this layout because when you're in the master bedroom, you need to go to drink water in the night. Just come out, go over here, take your water, and then go back and rest. Okay, so there is a back door. It's a direct access also. Okay, potentially, if you want to make this a working unit, you also can. Okay, so that is something that you could potentially do. I don't know why, but you might be able to, right? And I think that if you want to combine these 2 rooms, that's also a possibility, right? In fact, if you combine these 2 rooms, wow, your size goes extra large. So example, you combine these 2 rooms, right? I think this will make this a very attractive proposition. Okay. Next, horizon layouts. If you have buyers to get the horizon layouts, these are coming in very attractive PSF 1313, 1324, right? 3.04 mil, right? I think that if you're looking at this, right, stack 88, I think that's a good number. You have like a landscape living and dining area as well, moderately sized balcony, very efficient layouts. You don't really have too much walkway space, and then you have a long kitchen and a flexi space at the back lah. Okay, so I think this is quite a good layout. This is the other one, 1313 versus 1324. Right, what is the difference? Right, this one is for 1313 is a store. For 1324 is a household shelter. Right, so that will be the main difference. Right, so you see, store and household shelter. That will be the main difference between these two layouts. Okay. Four-bedder horizon. Four-bedder horizon, there is a bit of interesting element. There's both the 1475 as well as the 1625. Right, for 1475, stack 98 and 80 and 102, these are generally very similar. You have the living and dining area, right, and then the dry kitchen, right, and then the kitchen is at the back, and then the 4 rooms to one side. Right, so this one will be very, very efficient once again, right? You have an extra household shelter in the center. And for these layout, you also have the junior master lah. Okay, so for this layout, right, 98 faces the pool, 102 towards the Jalan Kecil. Okay, so 1625 square feet, D3 and D4, right? D3 and D4 are both at the same stacks, 115 and 116. So this one, one stack got 3 different layouts, right? D3P, if you look at the balcony, it enlarges, so it becomes a squarish balcony, or rather a PES, right? So that will be for D3P, found at the 4th floor. 5th floor, right, it is D3. What is the difference? The difference is the back of house, where you have a U-shaped kitchen and a squarish utility room. Okay, also 1625 square feet, similar to the show flat. But the show flat unit, what is the difference? It becomes a parallel long style kitchen, and instead of utility, it becomes a flexi space. Right, balcony at the front is still the same. Balcony is the same, right? So you see, it is the back of house space, the kitchen and the utility, the kitchen and the flexi space that is different. Okay, so for this layout 1625, what it also doesn't have, it doesn't have the household shelter. This one's the higher floors, it will have a household shelter. Okay, so that is what the differences are for these two unit types. Okay, so this is for the 4-bedder, right? I just wanted to give these comparisons to you also. Treetops, at this point, I am not doing a comparison. If you have bias looking at treetops, you just study the 17 units, right? That will be sufficient for you already. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful, right? And I wish you all the best for your appointments. Thank you.